Good afternoon, Mr. Romandetti.
Hello.
So you're from Italy and you work in Belgium in a travel agency in Meridianis. Can you talk about that?
Yes, I came here 18 years ago, and I started to work with my father in a travel agency. I began from the low of the job, so I began to learn everything from my colleagues at the beginning. I did 3 years of study about tourism.
Okay.
And I studied also French at the beginning because I didn't knew anything about it
French, okay.
when I arrived here, but it was quite quick because, well, the weather first. It was a really big change because even if I'm coming from north of Italy, so it's not really Sicily, but it was quite different.
And so do you think it changed a lot? Was it important for you, the weather?
Yes, because I stay much more at home. It was
Okay.
not so attractive to go out with bad weather or cold. So it for sure it changed also the way of life.
So for example,
Going out evening, going to restaurants or
So-
bars, or staying out, it was quite impossible. Maybe 2 months a year, but not like 7-8 months a year like in Italy.
yeah, so people...
That there is no real difference. The important is that if a company is fine, they have to deal with employees. They are persons. So the manager needs to understand their employees and the needs of the employees. And in Italy, like in Belgium, I think it's more or less the same. There are maybe here in Belgium a little bit more points that are restrictive for the manager, because the employees they are really quite hard on the rights they have.
Okay.
And
have
in Italy they know too, but in my opinion, they are more flexible.
Flexible, okay.
Yeah.
Heels are more...
A little bit,
strict.
yeah. They know what they are their rights, and they want them to respect it.
To respect it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the bigger
Difference here in Belgium than in Italy for sure. In Italy, women, there are on different levels, but they are not as not really paid and respected like men. It's can be political branch or a business, or even the lowest in kind of works. Here in Belgium there is more equity in this between women and men, even if there are still some differences, but it's not like in Italy. Italy is really still quite a macho country.
okay. So
Aware of the fact that it's important to planify at least middle time, so like 2-3 years in the future, to well planify all the aspects of the work or the life. And in Italy they live more day to day, because the situation in Italy is quite difficult, has always been actually in the last 20 years, but now even more. And so people just expect what the day after will bring them. And here in Belgium, they try to advance the problems and try to find already solutions, and they are more organized.
More organized in Belgium.
Here, and so I wasn't really prepared. I had all my life there. I was born in Italy. I spent the first 22 years of my life there, so coming to another country where you don't know the people, you don't know the language, you don't know the mentality, it was not easy, but it was still Europe, so I mean not too far. I had the opportunity to go back to Italy many times in a year to go back and visit my friends or relatives. And so, well, at the beginning it was really hard, I must say, because it's quite a change in a man's life. But then it came little by little. It came to normal.
To normal.
Quite a lot of Italians here, and even Italians, they came relatively in the last years, and I can observe that they also try. They also make often the same mistake that I made. So they stay between Italians and they don't try to open themselves. They search.
In groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not only Italians, actually. A lot of countries in Europe, but it's not really good, because I mean, you stay in your small world, your small costumes, and they should really try not to go out and see people of their same country, but they should try to know persons coming from different countries of Europe, because it's really changed the point of view and the point of thinking.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome.